Good morning, class. Today we're talking about the three main concepts that you should know. I am going to start with the bridge. The bridge is really important, especially in the context of running an online business. We often talk about having a transformation achieved by a client. Now, it might be sometimes not so easy to visualize what that transformation could look like. So I really love the bridge analogy that explains this in a very perfect way. Imagine that there's a person standing here and they want to get to a place that is here. And to be able to achieve that, there's this distance that they need to basically walk over. And imagine there's this nice little bridge that they have to walk over to get from where they are, so let's call this point A, to where they want to be, so let's call this point B, very conveniently. Now, this distance, I like to call that the gap, okay? There is a gap between where this person is and where they want to go. So when I talk about the idea of transformation, so let me just switch things up here a little bit again. When I talk about the idea of transformation, walking that bridge is the transformation. Ultimately, your business is here to facilitate that transformation so that this client can go from position A to position B, and you need to fill that gap to be able to facilitate that. Now, that gap exists because of three main things that I've found as I'm, running my own business, several chats that I've been having with my clients. That gap exists inside your ideal client's mind, which is responsible for the reason why they're not here, is three main things. That is mindset. The second thing is a skill set. And the third thing is knowledge. Or info. There's some piece of information, some piece of intel that they don't know. Now, if we look at this objectively, it makes sense, right? Because if this person had the appropriate mindset, had the skill set, had the knowledge and the info, they wouldn't be here. They would already be here and they wouldn't need your business to facilitate that transformation. So it's all very logical. It totally makes sense. Now, you're probably wondering, this all sounds great, but how do I actually deeper understand what the mindset, skill set, and that knowledge info gap is? And that's what we're going to be diving into in the second section. Let's talk about the mindset. This is very crucial, and I never would have thought that I would say this several years ago, because in the early stages of my business, for me, it was more about the skill set and the knowledge, and the mindset felt like it was a nice to have. But now that I'm on the other side of my own transformational bridge, I can definitely, with 100% confidence, say that mindset is, if not the most important out of the three. So let's give the analogy of riding a bike. Okay, I'm gonna try to do my best to draw a bike here. So let's say this little bike and there's a person on the bike, okay? And this person wants to learn how to bike properly. When it comes to the mindset, we probably need to talk to this person about it's okay to fall. It's safe for you to fall. So we need to tackle the fear that might come with riding the bike, okay? So that's one aspect of the mindset. It's okay to look silly, which again fear of judgment. So again, I'm going to say fear of J. Goes down to fear again. But also status. Because you risk looking silly, which means your status goes down. So if I was an online coach, let's say, and I help my clients how to ride bikes, ride a bike. When it comes to the mindset, I would talk about how to deal with the fear, how to deal with the fear of judgment, how to deal with the concept of status. Because once I can educate this client around these topics, they're more likely to be receptive to the other two pieces of the puzzle, if you remember, were the skill set and the knowledge. So now let's continue with this analogy of riding a bike. If I was to talk about the skill set, I would probably talk about how to actually get on the bike, how to start cycling, how the brake works. In this case, the skill set is very much about the doing, right? Like this physical activity of getting on the bike, cycling, learning how to brake, the physical movements. So that will be part of the skill set. So if I give the client the mindset, the skill set, and then the third piece of the puzzle, I'm going to make a little note here, and that's the knowledge / info. Again, with the analogy of biking, I would teach them how it works. I would say, well, okay, this is this part of the bike, this is where you have the brake, this is the body of the bike, this is the brand of the bike, this is how it functions, this is all the features, so that this person exactly knows how the bike works. Now, going back to my bridge analogy, if we're able to achieve all of these three, we can get our client from point A, which is not knowing how to ride a bike, to point B, where they have the mindset, the skill set, the knowledge / info, therefore the confidence and the competence to actually be very skilled at riding a bike. Now, what the heck does this have to do your business, and what does this have to do with your marketing? It's simple. If you're already connecting the dots, you probably are aware in your content you need to talk about mindset, you need to talk about skill set, and you need to also talk about the knowledge and the information, so that the person is already primed with your content marketing to go on this transformational journey with you. And through the act of sharing about these things, you almost like open up the doors to your brain, where you get to showcase how your brain works to your ideal clients. Moving on from this, the other concept that I want to share with you is what I like to call the EAT P. I made it like this on purpose because I want this to be sticky. I want this to be memorable. P can stand for pasta. It can be pizza. It can be panini. Shout out to the Italian cuisine. The goal here is that I want you to eat peas with your content, okay? Now let's unpack what that is. It has 4 main parts. Let's switch things up. Let's make it green. You have the E, okay? This is evergreen content. I like to talk about evergreen content as if they're the Chanel bags of your industry. They were in fashion a couple of years ago. They will continue to become a timeless classic. They're not leaving us anytime soon. It's like a classic Chanel flap bag. It's a Burberry trench coat. It's like a timeless Rolex. It's always going to be there. So evergreen piece of content for your business is questions, most of the time, cues that your ideal clients will always be searching for. Therefore, they will never go out of style or fashion. So think of these as the what, why, how, when, where as the main ones. And the ones that I like to personally very much focus on are the what, the why, the how. Once you have these covered in your content, it will classify as evergreen and it will help you get the steady traffic that your content deserves. This is applicable on pretty much any social media platform, but this is even more powerful if you are considering doing your marketing over at YouTube, or if you want to do video specific content over at social media. The way I like to think about that is authority. And the way you showcase your authority is most of the time doing some sort of a deep dive. If you watched any one of my videos, you probably know that I am anti-short format video because I believe it fundamentally doesn't give you the space that you need to deep dive into a topic. This is definitely something that I believe in so much. To be able to really truly seen as that expert, that authority, you need to give yourself the space in videos to deep dive into a topic. Don't be afraid to dive so granular, so deep. We really want to be as deep as we can be. So in this authority piece of content, I typically like to say, think about your evergreen stuff and take one very granular part of the evergreen topic that you want to cover and go even deeper. So if we go back to the bike analogy, if the evergreen video is about the entire bike, the what, the authority building video would be just about the brake. So I like to approach the authority building videos to be anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. It can even be sometimes a little bit longer because you really need that runway to be able to truly articulate your genius. With the evergreen videos, I like to typically keep them anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes. Okay? Now we have the E, we have the A, the T. For that, let's go to the next part. So I'm going to write it here again so we don't forget it. So eat. Now let's talk about the T. Bring it here. It's trend. Letter T is trend. The way I like to think about trends is twofold. There is seasonal trends, and then there is of the moment trends, which is basically a fancy way of saying it could be news, it could be any viral ideas. And the seasonal ones, basically there is a cycle to them, right? They repeat. Trends, twofold, seasonal, of the moment. I like to approach these, again, similar to this evergreen video, 8 to 10 minutes long. And the thing with these trends is they can be related to your niche. So if they are niche specific, amazing, big check. But if there is a trend that is not so relevant to your niche, but you can take that trend and tweak it, twist it, and make it relevant for your niche, I think you might be onto something pretty spectacular here. So I'll give you an example from one of my clients. She is a fashion entrepreneur, and during the time that Kim Kardashian wore the infamous Marilyn Monroe dress to the Met Gala, she made a video about it, analyzing the history of the dress, the fabric of the dress, the fit and the design of the dress. It was very niche specific for her, and she got really lucky that such a viral of the moment trend happened for her to be able to leverage that. You will notice in the of the moment trends, there is also the personalities. In this case, the Kim Kardashian. Lover, hater, it was a trend, and this client took advantage of it. If we look at it through a bit more of a creative lens, let's say I'm a video marketer and online business architect. How can I leverage this particular trend and make it relevant for my niche? What I might want to do is I might want to take the concept of the dress and I would make an analogy, a very elaborate analogy about how that depicts running an online business. So maybe the silhouette is the foundation of running a business. Maybe the fit is your right fit clients. And if I remember correctly, that dress had some jewels, some sequins on it, right? So I'm gonna say J for jewels. And that could be like your unique selling point. So you see what I did here very creatively? I took something that has nothing to do with my niche and I made it relevant to my niche. And if I was to make this into a video, I would title it something like what Kim Kardashian's Met Gala dress has to do with running a successful business. And then I would talk about these. So this is where with the trends, you can get very creative. And I always encourage you to also create your own trends as much as possible, because that will make you really, truly memorable. Now, if you remember the infamous letter P, that actually stands for personal. And this is where I made a lot of mistakes. In the early days of my business, it was so important for me to do evergreen content, to do authority content, to do trendy content, and I let my personally fall down by the wayside because I felt like me putting my personality out there was not relevant and it wasn't productive for anyone watching my videos. And oh my goodness, was I so wrong. That's why in these videos you probably notice that I am trying to infuse a little bit more of my personality and my interesting, to say the least, sense of humor in them. So don't be afraid to be you, because at the end of the day, people learn all of this stuff from you because of you. Like, you're the secret sauce. You're 100% the secret sauce. Now, another great reframe when it comes to personal videos, actually this is something that I heard Alex Hormozi talk about in one of his older videos. Shout out to Mozi Nation if anyone is watching. The personal videos are not the how-to, because the how-tos are very much the evergreen and the authority. But personal videos instead are how I. It's how I did something. Day in my life, the biggest mistakes I made, things I wish I knew, really speaking from experience. Personal, private, raw experience, as comfortable as you feel. Don't be afraid here to be vulnerable. And I'm going to put a little star next to that, because I know that this for me is also the biggest piece that I'm still working on. I'm still working on being vulnerable and openly sharing from my experience and being very generous, sharing the ups, but also the downs. And as the last piece of the puzzle, I'm going to explain the third concept, which is how all of these are interrelated to be part of your content ecosystem, especially if you want to grow over at YouTube. Specifically as an online coach, consultant, or as an online service provider, okay? Service pro. Now, remember we have the EATP. Now I'm going to draw something that will hopefully bring everything full circle for you, okay? At the heart of it all, you have A. That is your authority building video. This video, main call to action at the end, main CTA is buy my thing, okay? So usually at the end of this video, the call to action is visit my page where you can buy something. Book a call with me. Here's the link to my calendar. Here's how you can apply to be part of my online program, my mastermind. This is how you can apply to become a client of mine. That's at the very heart of it all. So this video is going to be positioned to showcase your authority, but also sell for you through the generous act of you sharing your authority. And then we have letter P, the personal videos here. All of the personal videos, in terms of the call to action at the end, I like to get people to watch the authority video. The reason is very simple. People who are interested in your personal videos, especially within your existing community, are likely to be more warmer audience members. They might even be hot. They might even be previous clients, right? So when we direct this group of people to your authority video, which is from P to A, we almost go down the marketing funnel. If you remember the traditional marketing funnel, you have the awareness, the consideration, and then you have the sales. So here you get the eyeballs. Here you do the nurture. And then here you get the money, right? So very simplified. It's not the Illuminati diagram, I promise. This is just to simplify what that funnel looks like. So this is kind of like the traditional funnel. So in a way, we are taking this concept and we're making it relevant for your YouTube channel to grow as an online coach, consultant, or a service provider. So we bring people who are already a little bit warmer, so they're not up here, but they're more like kind of here. And then we bring them down here with the authority video. Now we have A covered, we have P covered, there is E and T. The E video, remember, that's your timeless classic, that's your Chanel bag, that's your Burberry trench coat, the topics that will never go out of style. The call to action for that, you probably can guess, is to watch the authority video as well. So you get the E viewers to watch the authority. I like to think of these evergreen videos as like a steady engine that always works for you. And as it's always working for you, and as it gets more and more and more eyeballs over at YouTube, because it's going to be the most SEO optimized piece of content you have more people who are likely to come to that video and come to the end of it and then be directed to watch the authority video, which again brings them from this sort of top level all the way to getting you to a position where you can ask for the sale. Now letter T, your trends, this is where you're going to get a lot of attention potentially, okay? A lot of eyeballs. But 80% won't be ideal clients. Only about maybe 20% will be the right kind of people if you're lucky. So the aim with the trendy videos is to just further get more fuel into this machine that we're already building, with the aim to optimize for volume over quality, because our evergreen, our authority, our personal videos are going to take these people, reduce them to the bare minimum, and those people will be the ideal people that we really want to reach further. So here we're basically playing the volume game, okay? And once we have the trendy video, the call to action for this one is going to be to watch the evergreen video. So the T goes to the E. Because that way we're able to identify which of these people want to continue in this journey with us. So if this was my video about Kim Kardashian Met Gala dress analogy for online business owners, by the end of the video, I might say, if you're an online business owner and you want to learn a little bit more about how to grow your email list, I have this other video for you where I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can grow your email list. Go and click that video. I am pitching the evergreen video. And people who only came for just the entertainment factor of me making this analogy about and talking about Kim Kardashian, 80% of them will fall out. And only about 20% of them will hopefully continue their journey with me and continue to be part of my content ecosystem. So this is how these 4 specific types of videos are connected. The EATP or EAT P. I want to make this again very sticky. Pasta, pizza, panini. Shout out to all the Italians. This is going to really be the foundation of your content marketing. This is the foundation of your content marketing. If you're able to keep up the EAT Ps and match these EAT Ps to the mindset, the skill set, and the knowledge, you're going to be unstoppable. And you're going to have more leads, more interests, and hopefully more clients than you know what to do with. I hope this made sense. If you want more educational videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I love making these types of videos for you. I love getting like physical, and I like to think, and I like to convey what's going on inside my brain. I am more than happy to do more detailed breakdowns of multiple marketing, video marketing, and online business concepts like these ones. If you learned something new, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please share this goodness with a colleague of yours or with a friend, someone that you genuinely believe can benefit from this content. And as usual, until the next time, don't forget to stay awesome, and I will see you very soon.